Any news about Cardano at midnight?
Yes. Well, this is why I want to do the Arthur Hayes thing. We
can save it. We can save it for your revelations if you want.
Yeah, because I think the tease here is that I think that the drop of the midnight token launches the altcoin season.
That's what I've been thinking. Yeah, because midnight is not just about Cardano, people. It's about the whole ecosystem. Finally, Charles is doing, or Cardano is doing what I've been wanting them to do for years, which is to benefit all the other coins, like benefit the ecosystem. It's not just about Cardano. So much hate about Cardano. If they come out and they provide this midnight token, which provides privacy on the blockchain, privacy for coins, then that opens up
all chains.
For all chains.
Well, then, all chains that tie into midnight, yeah.
And it's a huge benefit. How does the hate for Cardano continue? How does it continue when it benefits everyone? I don't see it.
The VCs in the crypto space, and we even saw some of this inside of at Consensus 2025. There's not a bunch of meme projects to invest in. Arthur Hayes actually makes this point. God, I should play it later on. Arthur Hayes makes this point where they grew in the last cycle 5, 10x or whatever. Their market cap is so high. The idea that they can quadruple from there again is not high. The assets are still so high. The value of them, the idea that they're going to get a lot more people into Solana, a lot more people into it's not exactly a surefire bet. So why put billions of dollars behind it? Cardano never had that. Cardano never had a hype cycle.
That's right.
Then with the advent of Bitcoin coming to the Cardano platform, now you have the ability for smart contract layer on Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin becomes part of the assets within the Cardano ecospace. You don't have to leave. You don't have to give up your keys for Bitcoin. There's none of this wrapping your Bitcoin and wrapped Bitcoin or whatever. And you're like, oh, I'm Bitcoin. It's just as good as Bitcoin. No, you get to keep your Bitcoin. And then on top of that, with the midnight, if the smart contract layer of, let's say, Ethereum provided an explosion of the types of assets that could be created in the crypto space versus just Bitcoin. And then what can happen now is that privacy will open up all the private apps that you can have onto the platform, and you're able to pay in your native token. You never actually have to use a Cardano coin, even though that's being used inside of the backend. So if you're looking to spend billions of dollars into a thing, and then this thing is airdropped to everyone, no one has to the token, and night token is airdropped to everybody. They can already participate. If they don't participate, they lose the money for that asset. If they do participate, hey, who knows what happens? All of a sudden now, in an environment where you're not getting a bunch of hype, a bunch of altcoins, all of a sudden now new projects can happen, or existing projects can retrofit in order to use this sort of thing, and it brings Bitcoin in. It could be this exactly the mix necessary in order to explode a new type of participation on the network, with privacy being there. Just look at what's going on with AI, right? The problem with AI is not being able to have a privacy layer on it, right? AI, what we have right now, is the same sort of thing as Ethereum back in the day. It's like the smart contract layer over the knowledge of the internet, but we don't have the privacy layer. But once you have the privacy layer, the things we'll be able to do are even more incredible. And so midnight is like that version of it. It's like the next step, which is why I think Charles calls it the 3rd or 4th generation in cryptocurrencies.
Is there anything in your charts or your indicators that hint towards something with Cardano?
That's a good question. I could look right now. Let's see. Let's take a look at the weekly. Oh God, this is bullish as hell. This is bullish. Let's take a look at a longer time frame. Oh, there's no volume on this one. 1 second. Yeah, that is bullish. We're at the low of the channel, right? So we have here, this actually should be a curve. So we can absolutely move up to the next level up here is 182 on Cardano, which can happen, I guess, by 2026.
What did you just say? What did you say? 182?
180, yeah, 186. Let's call it 186. Yeah.
And you said by when?
I mean, the last move that went from Cardano 34 cents to 132 happened within 5 days. The previous move that went from 23 cents up to 80 cents happened in 20 days. So I guess between 5 and 20 days. It can explode. Well, you see here how the explosions here happen around the same thing we talked about before, where the 3-month levels, the yellow bars. So let me just change that so you can see it. All right, so you see these yellow bars here. So we get to move up from yellow bar to yellow bar, sideways for the other bar, down here, and this other yellow bar move up. So it would happen around, if it's going to happen at all around July 1st. Should get a move up. Beautiful. And it could be a drastic move up.
I think that's around the time we're expecting the midnight drop.
Well, the tokenomics dropped already. It's already been clear what's going on there. There's a whole thing about, debate whether centralized exchanges are going to be getting midnight token, and if they're going to distribute it to people. It looks like they are going to get the midnight token. So that means Gemini and Coinbase and exchanges or whatever who are holding ADA in custody are going to get your midnight. If you have,
I never thought about what you said, where all these people are going to be getting midnight, and so they're incentivized to use it.
Yeah, if they don't, like the danger of when you're getting an airdrop is this fake? Am I getting dusted or whatever? But this is publicly announced. People are going to be able to verify this is midnight token is something. It's immediately going to be tradable, right? So let's say it's tradable at 0.01 cent. That's still more than nothing. Mm-hmm. So you could have an incentive to sell it. Right, so some people are going to make money on the midnight token, and then so that means some people will hold it, and then if it goes up, then there'll be some market there. Then if it actually works the way that they say it's going to work, the midnight token, there's no bugs or whatever, it's secure the way that everything in Cardano has been. Cardano's never gone down, never had a hack of the blockchain ever. Then this opens up trust, right? That the very thing that made Cardano too nerdy is the very trust people will be able to have to use a midnight token. Plus, it's not like Monero or whatever. They're not trying to be anti-holy global empire. The whole idea is that the midnight token is compatible with existing systems. So the government could get their grubby hands inside of it, which is fine. Sorry, the government's hands are not grubby. The hands are the Holy Global Empire. You're clean and pure, and we love you, and all hail Holy Global Empire. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I'll play fascism.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. A couple of hands of fascism. So anyways, the cards are really set for this to explode. We don't have a lot of distractions in the space right now. So who knows what happens there. So I think it all coincides. It's divine providence. It's going to happen right around now, exactly when Uranus is moving into the 9th house, I believe.
Bazinga.
Change in institutions.
This fourth turning has been exciting.
It's not a snoozer, I'll tell you that.
That's right.
It's made my 20s seem like peaceful.
That's right. Remember when the sky was falling when George W. Bush was running for a second election.
Correct.
And you had Patton Oswalt and people like that. He doesn't want to be president. He wants to be the last president. And they were like, this is the Antichrist ushering in the new. Now it's like,
well, between 2000 and 2020, my life was defined by the women who broke my heart. From 2020 till now, I got married. That's still not the defining factor of what happened over the last few years. It's not even the most interesting that happened. I love you, Melissa. I'm not trying to say anything against you. I'm just playing a couple of hands of fascism here. All right. That's it. I gave you guys the prices to get in at. You can make tons of money. You don't want to do it. Don't know what to tell you. Go to sacredprofit.com if you want to be one of the acolytes. Go ahead and join. If you're really good, you'll be one of my disciples. But that's not going to be free. But until then, I want to wish you guys a great week. Watch out for the pullback on Monday. We're going out, baby. Praise where the river flows free. I only carry the flag.